106.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
If you listen to the show at all, you know that I always rip on fathers who say things like, I'm not letting my daughter date till she's 18.
Yeah.
Not on my watch.
Protective dads.
Yeah, because they always say the same thing, right? It's hacky, first of all. Every dad says that.
Because
Be
it's part of
a
his
little
stand-up routine.
Creative. Well, it's just annoying. Be a little more creative. And then
Start auctioning your daughter off.
Well,
Go the opposite way.
And then also, no, you're not. You're not going to shoot a dude that comes over and wants to date her. You're going to let her date before she's 18. So stop saying it. It's been said so many times, and you're not going to actually live up to it. I think, though, today I may have found somebody who I don't have to rip on. Because I feel like the girl that we're about to talk to in a second, Katrina, who's emailed us for a second date update, I feel like her father is actually one of the few guys that will actually live up to his promise of murdering anybody that wants to date her.
What?
Katrina, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Would you say that's pretty fair analysis of your dad?
Yeah, pretty much.
So tell us how you met the guy that you want us to call today, Katrina.
So I met Curtis through some friends at school, and he's really great. I really like him a lot. He's really cute and funny and very sweet.
Are you in high school or are you talking college?
I just turned 20, so I just started college.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would hope we'd have an age limit.
I don't
And
know.
you still
Second date
and you still live at home, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
So you met this dude through friends and you liked him a lot. Tell us a little bit about your date.
Well, we were going to go out somewhere, but it ended up being really rainy. So we just went over to his house and decided to watch a movie instead, which was really nice.
He doesn't also live with his parents, does he?
No, he has a roommate.
All right. So you guys hung out at his place.
Yeah, so it was going really well. We were kissing and making out during the movie, and I got a phone call from my dad. It was at 10:01, and I completely forgot that I was supposed to be home at 10.
Oh, God.
Wait, you have a
So
curfew
you're-
still, even though you're 20 and in college?
Yeah, because I still live under their roof.
So your dad's one of those my roof, my rules type of guys.
10's early, too.
Yeah, and actually I had to bake him for 10. It's normally 9.
What?
Wow.
Oh, my
God.
God,
actually-
honey, you need to get a part-time job and move out,
Yeah.
like, soon.
Yeah, because it starts to get dark, though. He just likes me home.
Okay. All
Oh,
right.
my gosh.
Well, okay, so he likes you home at 9. You begged for 10. He gave you until 10 o'clock, and you missed your curfew.
Yeah, so he called me, and you know he's a really great dad. He's just very protective, and I guess I kind of yelled at Curtis a little bit to take me home because I was really kind of scared. And
Did you say you yelled at Curtis to take you home?
Oh, no.
Well, I didn't mean to, but I was kind of we gotta go, kind of like that.
Like you were nervous. Like you're like, oh my God, we got to get out of here. We got to get back to my house. Okay, I pictured you yelling at him like, come on, you idiot. It's 10 o'clock. Take me home now. So you were panicked. And did you tell him about your curfew and everything beforehand?
No, I didn't tell him. I just honestly forgot.
Did
All
you
right.
tell him when you were yelling at him that you had to go?
Yeah, I told him that my dad was really concerned and that I needed to go home, and so he got everything together and we left. And by the time we got home, it was 10:40 or so.
Oh, my gosh.
And when we got home, my dad was waiting on the lawn, and he kind of yelled at Curtis.
How did that go down?
Well, he said some 4-letter words.
Did you defend him and say, hey, Dad, it's not his fault, it's me that was late?
No, I can't really talk to my dad that way. He sort of doesn't let me say much when I'm in trouble.
All
How,
right.
at any point, did he physically threaten Curtis? Was Curtis
No.
scared? Okay.
No.
So how did Curtis respond when your dad was yelling at him?
Well, he was pretty shocked. He just kind of didn't really say much. He said he was sorry. He kind of mumbled under his breath and put his head down and walked to his car. And my dad followed him to the car and was still yelling at him and
Oh, my
telling him
gosh.
not to ever do that again. And then he just got in his car and drove away.
That is...
I would drive very far away.
Yeah.
And never return. I would be done with that situation.
It's no secret why he's not calling you back.
Yeah. Have you dated a lot? I mean, is this a problem?
I haven't dated a lot. I've dated maybe 5 guys, a couple months.
Okay.
And
Then they all magically, mysteriously disappear.
Yeah. They're all at the bottom of the ocean somewhere. And you've tried to get a hold of Curtis how many times?
I've texted him 5 times now.
And no response, or has he responded at all?
We only responded once. He responded to the second text message, and he just said, I don't think we should see each other again, and that was all he said.
All right, so he was straight up about it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing else that could have happened on your dad. I mean, obviously, your dad yelling and threatening him.
That's the worst part of it.
Is the worst part, yeah.
She had food in her teeth, and it was just, that was it.
I doubt that we're going to call him and get that answer. It's probably going to be, yeah, her dad's a nutcase, and I don't want to date her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the reason.
So how are you going to come back? I mean, what do you want us to say to make that better?
Yeah.
We can't get rid of your dad in this situation.
I just want him to know that I really like him, and I think he's really sweet and funny, and I want to see him again.
Aww.
So, just like ask him if he would be willing to give us another chance, and then as long as we abide by the rules, we'll be okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Katrina, you just described my biggest nightmare, dating somebody. All right, what we'll do is we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, thanks.
You're not around your father right now, are you?
No, he's at work.
Just don't want him picking up the phone and be like, why the hell are you talking to my daughter? All right, hang on, okay?
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
All right, Katrina, are you about ready to do your second date update?
I'm ready.
I do have a question, though, before we call the guy who you want us to call this morning. Just be honest with me about something, okay?
Okay.
How many people has your father killed
He hasn't killed anybody.
that you know of?
Yeah.
Katrina wants us to call this guy named Curtis this morning because she went out with Curtis. They just went to his house, watched a movie or whatever. But Katrina's father is a very controlling guy.
She says protective.
Protective, controlling.
Yep.
Right,
Tomato,
Katrina?
tomato.
You wouldn't argue with that.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. She still lives at home. As long as she's under his roof, she has to live by his rules. So he gives her a curfew at 10 o'clock. She wasn't home by 10. He called her. They rushed home to her house. The guy dropped her off. And then her dad was waiting outside and proceeded to yell at him
Insane.
for dropping her off after her curfew.
Well, it sounds really bad when you put it like that.
Well, that's Katrina, because it is kind of bad, I think. All right. We're about to call him. You ready?
Okay.
I'm going to call him right now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Curtis, please?
Yeah, this is Curtis.
Curtis, what's up, man? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning? The radio show?
Okay.
You recently went on a date with one of our listeners, and that's the reason that I'm calling.
How do you know I went on a date with one of your listeners?
Because they emailed us about you, a girl named Katrina.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure we all know why you aren't calling her back, but she emailed us because she really liked you and wanted to see if she could talk to you again, but you haven't been returning her text messages or phone calls. The last text she got from you said that you definitely did not want to see her again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to talk to her.
She told us what happened on your date with her father. Dude, honestly, to me, her dad sounds like a maniac.
I don't know what she told you or not, but, I mean, honestly, her dad scared me shitless. Like,
Yeah.
We don't blame
Hey,
you for that at all.
I'll tell you what she told us. She said that you guys went to your house. She got a phone call from her dad at 10 because apparently he gives her a curfew at 10 o'clock. You dropped her off. Her dad was waiting out there for you guys, ended up yelling at you. You got in the car, drove off, and haven't really talked to her since.
yeah, I mean, 10:01 he called, and she, like, freaked out, and I drove her home, and honestly, even that was enough to be like, what the f***?
Yeah.
Anyway, I drove her home, and I dropped her off. I didn't kiss her. I didn't do anything. I got out, and I opened the door for her like a gentleman, and this dude was standing on the front lawn and, like, came at me. I thought he was going to punch me in the face.
That is crazy.
What was going through your mind when that happened?
I was like, I got to get the hell out of here, and
Yeah.
I got to never see this girl or this crazy man. I don't know what his deal is. I don't know what she may have done in the past to him, or like
Were
he's
you-
crazy, or I don't know. But honestly, like, I thought he was going to kill me. I thought he was going to put his fist through my face.
Oh my god.
Reach in, grab your still beating
Yeah.
heart. And so that's it. Because her dad seems like he wants to murder you. You don't want to go out with her again.
I mean, yes, but did she tell you what happened after?
She said that she went into the house and then has tried to text you, and you texted her.
Yeah, but I mean, what happened after with her dad and me?
Wait, there's
No,
more?
there's more to the story.
The next day at work, he showed up at my work the next
Are
day.
you kidding
What?
me?
Shut up.
What did he say?
How does he know where you work?
I don't know. She told him. I mean, she knows where I work.
Oh,
I mean, I have no idea. I didn't ask him why. I just didn't want him there.
Jesus.
That is insane.
And what did he do when he got there? Like,
I mean, he came to apologize, which, I mean, it's crazy. I don't know the guy, and I mean, what he did, like having a temper like that, I don't want his apology. I certainly don't want him showing up at my work. I don't need the people I work for to be like, why is this crazy giant of the man?
Did it end up turning into that? Did he create a scene at your work?
Yeah, honestly, he did. It was like he showed up, and he was like, I just want to say I'm sorry. And I was like, okay, fine, just please go. And as he was leaving, he was like yelling because I don't know if he doesn't have like a normal talking voice. He was screaming at me, I'm sorry, you just had to adhere to my rules. Like, I've got curfews, man. I've got stuff. You got to follow my rules,
Jesus,
man.
this guy.
And, like, I don't know you. Like,
Yelling
That
at you
is
for
nuts.
not accepting his apology.
I said you could take her out again, you jerk, and now you're turning that down? God, these kids today, no respect.
yeah, I mean, this makes me not want to date. If there are any other fathers out there like this, and I might run into them, I'm just going celibate.
Wow. What would you say to Katrina if you could say something to her just to let her know why you don't want to see her again?
Lose your dad and try to meet a nice guy and say that your dad's dead? I don't know. I can't imagine a guy who would want to go out with her. And look, she's super cute, and she's really cool, and that's kind of the heartbreaking part of
That
it.
sucks.
But there are a lot of cute, cool chicks. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and I'm not risking that.
Okay, you're not going to risk your life to date Katrina. Well, Curtis, I should let you know now, though, that Katrina is actually on the phone.
What? She's on the phone?
Yeah.
Curtis, I'm so sorry. I had no idea that he came to your work. I had no idea that he did that. I'm so sorry.
I mean, how did he even know where I worked?
Well, I told him because he asked me, but I didn't realize that he was going to come find you.
I mean, he nearly killed me on your front lawn, and then he asked you where I work, and you gave it to him. I mean,
No, I mean, he
not
asked me that
evaluate
night because I just wanted him to know that you have a full-time job and that you're, a good guy. I didn't know he was going to come there. I didn't know that.
Katrina, has your dad ever stalked anybody at work before on your behalf?
No, I mean, it sounds like I think he just felt really bad, and I think he just really wanted to apologize, in his own way.
yeah, but I mean, he scared the crap out of me. I don't know what to say to you. Like,
Well, he's a really good guy if you get to know him. You just got to give him a chance.
Oh, Katrina, regardless of his character, don't you think the relationship is a little bit unhealthy? Maybe that's what you should be working on right now. Instead of trying to date, is work on your father-daughter living at home situation.
I think I got it figured out.
Oh, totally healthy.
So here's the deal. My dad has a lot of rules, including he has a rule that if I'm at home with friends, I'm not allowed to keep the door shut. But
Oh, man.
to show you that I care and that I want to move forward from this, I'm willing to leave the door shut.
Is that like a metaphor for something, Katrina? Katrina, you realize that you are 20 years old, right?
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You're 20. I understand being respectful to your parents, but they have to be respectful to you too. And honestly, I have no idea what he gains by this.
What he gains is a daughter that doesn't lose her morality. That's what he gains, Curtis.
So are you saying you don't want to go out with me again?
Curtis, would you like to go out with Katrina one more time on a second date? We will pay for it.
The door will be shut.
And we'll make the door will be shut. We'll make sure you guys get home when curfews.
Well, it said when it gets dark outside, so that's about 6 p.m. now. Is the
street
days.
lights come on, you guys are home. And we could maybe get you together with Dad beforehand so you guys can talk about it so you know that there's not going to be a huge blow up. Would you go out with Katrina again?
I mean, you guys make it sound so desirable to go on this second date. I mean, honestly, Katrina, no. I had a great time until 10:01, but I can't, and I hope that your dad doesn't want to kill me after say no, and I hope that you can figure things out with him.
That's right. Curtis, for your safety, you might want to say yes. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. How dare you break my little girl's heart?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
On the phone with us right now to do a second date. By day, he's a mild-mannered guy named Joe. By night, he's Roger Steele. That's right, Roger Steele, stripper extraordinaire. Dropping those buns and collecting those ones. Roger Steele, shaking his hips and collecting those tips. Roger Steele, pitching a tent and paying his rent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the phone, Joe, a.k.a. Roger Steele, the stripper. What's up, man? Are you?
Hey, we need to hire you to DJ our gigs, man. That was a really good intro.
Dude, I'll come along with you to any of your gigs that you want. If you're just tuning in, Joe wants to do a second date. He is a male stripper. He was working a private party and met a girl that he really liked named Jessica. They ended up talking and kind of messed around a little bit. They made plans to go out, but he never heard from her again. So he's wondering why she's not calling her back, and we're going to get her on the phone right now. All right, Joe. By the way, have you hooked up with a lot of people at bachelorette parties and stuff?
In all honesty, in like the 3 years I've done this, I've hooked up with like less than 20 women.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you're practically
that's pretty good.
What's going on, man? Get a little action in your life, okay?
This is the first girl I've met in a really long time that I felt like I had a really strong connection with.
And did you tell her that? Because if I was a person who was hooking up with a stripper, I would also think I was one of many.
No, I did. I told her I would love to see her again. I think we have something special. Plus, I've called her and texted her, so, I mean, it should be pretty obvious I want to see her again.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get her on the phone, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jessica?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Jessica, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a morning radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay. Why are you calling?
Well, I'm calling you today because one of our listeners actually sent us an email about you, and he wanted us to get a hold of you.
That's weird, but okay.
His name is Joe. You might know him as Roger Steele.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Joe emailed us because, he said that he really liked meeting you that night at the bachelorette party you were at. And he's wondering why you're...
Oh, my God.
I know.
And,
I would be freaking out if I were you right now.
He's wondering why you're not calling him back. He says he's tried to get a hold of you a few times and has heard nothing.
Oh, my God. He called you guys?
Yeah, he sent us an email and asked if we could get a hold of you since you aren't answering his phone calls.
That is so weird. Why would he call you?
Well, it's a regular segment that we do on our show. It's called The Second Date. So Joe just wanted us to ask you the question. Why aren't you calling him back?
Wait, what did he tell you?
He just said that
What did he say?
He said he met you while he was working at a bachelorette party, and you guys talked for a while and hung out, and he was hoping he would see you again.
That's all he said?
Yeah, pretty much.
And he added that he really, really liked you a lot.
So is there a reason that you don't want to call him back?
No, I mean, it was just a crazy night, and I got caught up in things, and that's that. Like, I'm good. I don't need to I don't need to remember that. That's fine.
You don't need to date a stripper, is what you're saying. Is what I'm hearing.
No, it's not because of what he does. It's just, look, it was just a really crazy night, and things got out of control, and I got caught up in like the whole bachelor party spirit, and yay, my friend's getting married, and I just I did stuff that I just never ever do, and I'm good. I don't want to discuss it.
Well, he told us that you guys didn't hook up or anything. Yeah. He said you guys kissed and kind of messed around and did some other things.
Yeah.
Was it fun? Was it not fun? Like, I
don't do that on a normal day, and I am embarrassed, and I don't want to rehash it.
Like you don't want to call him back because you kissed him the first night you met him?
No, that's not it. But
well, what can you tell me what it is so I can at least just tell him?
I just got caught up in stuff, and I'm very embarrassed, and
What do you?
I'd rather not.
Why are you embarrassed? There's nothing to be embarrassed of. I mean, I've made out with a couple strippers in my life. It's fine. It's fun, you know?
I did stuff that I don't normally do, and I don't want to say what it was. I was raised better than that, and look, I'm not telling, and I'm taking this to my grave. Like, what? I can't.
Jessica, are you seriously not calling me back for tossing my
What? Did I just hear that?
What did you just say?
Oh my god!
Who was that?
That's Joe. Joe's actually on the other line listening and wanted to talk to you.
Oh my god!
Not going to the grave anymore.
Why would you say that on the radio? What is the matter with you?
Well,
oh my
sorry
god!
for butting in, but I thought it was cool.
I bet you did, bro.
I think a lot of
Don't be embarrassed about it. It's okay. Like,
is.
Oh my god! You're on the radio announcing it to the world. Are you serious?
Well, not the whole world. We don't have that many listeners, Jessica. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well,
now that it's out there,
God.
now that the salad's out of the bag, so to speak.
Stop it.
Is that why you're not
Oh my
calling?
God.
Is that why you're not calling him back? Because that happened.
So embarrassing. I was raised better than that.
I am mortified for you.
well, no, it was more than that. You know, most girls don't do that.
That's why
I know.
But I know you were like so uninhibited and free. I mean, it was a turn on for me.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What? You shouldn't be embarrassed about it.
Are you serious? Not only did that happen, then you go and announce it on the radio. So even if I wasn't embarrassed, I would be now.
Well, honestly, I
Oh
thought
my
we had
God.
something. It's one of the reasons why, like, you turned me on. Like, that's one of the reasons why I like you.
Oh my gosh.
It's the key to Joe's heart, apparently.
It's romantic.
Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
my
Look,
God,
Jessica.
you're
Jessica.
so gross.
I agree
Jessica,
with you.
nobody knows your name. You're like, it's a very common name. Nobody knows who you are. I'm sure it is
my
embarrassing
God.
to have that news put out there, though.
It was her idea.
Oh my god.
Joe, do you not know privacy? Like, there's just some things that you don't share. Like, you shouldn't even be telling your friends those details, let alone us.
You know what? This is what's wrong with America. People are so uptight in America with sexuality. In Europe, this would be no problem. Everybody.
Oh my god, move to Europe then. We don't need you here.
I think I want to move to Europe now if that's just happening left and right.
Oh, I feel so bad for you, Jessica.
Jessica,
Oh, girl.
okay, so you did something that you regret. We don't have to recap what it was again. Is that the only reason you're not calling him back? I mean, did you think he was a cool guy?
I was drunk. I obviously thought he was a cool guy, but now, I mean, sober, better judgment. Oh my god.
You are quite the giver. You really are.
Oh my god.
Jessica, we had a strong connection. It's worth doing this again.
Gosh.
I was drunk.
We're humans. We have urges, and we let our urges take control that night. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. We can try so many different things. That's just the beginning.
Oh my god, you're not funny.
I don't think he's
I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm trying to explain to you that it's okay to use your body like that. Like, you're a sexy person. I'm a sexy person. We can make this work.
All right, well, then let me ask you, Jessica, would you like to go out with Joe? We will pay for a second date.
Please say yes.
Yeah.
Oh hell no.
There is no way in hell.
Oh no.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's not a formal date. Let's just grab coffee. Let's start there.
Coffee, anything, Jessica?
No, I'm good.
No?
Yeah.
All you can eat salad bar?
Okay, that's enough, Jubal. She
Tear it up
gets it.
You know what would make the second date better?
What's that?
Rock hard abs. That's right.
That you've
Some
been-
rock hard abs, maybe a spray tan or 6, and a stripper with a heart of gold named Joe. That's what I think would spice up the second dates just a tad. And looks like we're in luck. Because on the phone with us right now is Joe. And Joe is a stripper
Shut up,
who
you're
wants
a
to
male
do a second
stripper?
date. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Brooke and Jubal, how you guys doing?
Good. You
my
ever
God.
have an intro like that when you're taking the stage, buddy?
I've had a few of those.
Joe, you even have sexy stripper voice, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
So your email said that you actually met a girl while you were working, and that's the girl that you want to call today.
That's right.
Tell us how that... Isn't that, like, unprofessional for you guys?
Occasionally, if there's some extracurricular activities, we don't mind, but...
Oh, okay. So you're telling me, like, all the girl strippers that I've met are using that just as an excuse.
Yeah.
Hey, you maybe want to meet up later? Oh, it's very unprofessional if I do that. So you guys can pick and choose.
Yeah, we do, actually.
Nice.
I would never honestly believe that a stripper truly liked me.
Hey, you never know until you try it, right?
Yeah, I
right.
guess. How do you even
Gotta
hit
go
on a
for it.
woman without her thinking that you just want tips?
I mean, that's the hard part. I mean, that's why I contacted you guys.
Okay, and the girl who you want to call today, what's her name?
Her name's Jessica.
How do you even hit off, like, a conversation or get somebody's number when you're in the midst of, like, 15 girls at a bachelorette party?
So I would say 90% of the time we dance for about an hour, and the rest of the time is them just getting wasted, and we just collect our tips and we leave. But in this situation, it was really strange because, the girls were drinking. Occasionally we drink, with the ladies as well. And, I met this girl, and, she's really cute. She had a nice figure. We started hitting it off. We started talking.
Okay.
And
So just like a straight up regular conversation, you don't have to, like, sneak around and try to slide her your number or something.
No, I mean, hey, we're also human too. So if we want to talk to a girl at work, we talk to a girl at work.
Can I ask you, when you pulled her aside and started talking to her, what state of dress were you in?
I was in the middle of my cop uniform. It's just been taken off. I still have my shirt on with a patch. So,
But the bottoms were off?
well, I mean, it was cold. If I'm going to talk to a girl, I'm not going to be completely undressed.
Yeah, the best way to talk to a girl is always shirt on, no pants. Everybody knows that. So, did you guys actually go out on a date, or is this the only time you've talked to her?
No, I started talking to her, and we just, we talked about our favorite movies, talked a little bit about sports. We talked for a while.
Yeah.
And hooked up a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
What does that mean? Just make out?
Yeah, a little bit of making out, a little bit of, other stuff happened.
Nice.
Did you actually seal the deal with her that night?
No, well, we didn't go all the way. We got close, but
Nice.
You guys didn't stay the night together at somebody's random house. Did you leave each other that evening?
no, I left.
You did. What did she say to you? I mean, did you plan on making an actual date?
I told her I would love to see her again, and I got her phone number, and, we were going to take it from there.
And have you heard from her at all?
No.
Wow. Why do you think she's blowing you off?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, she might have been embarrassed by it, because her friends were there. I don't know.
So my question is not why you think she's blowing you off. Why do you think that she wanted to date you to begin with? Not to be mean.
Right. No, I understand. No, we had some really good conversation, and she was just different. I meet a lot of girls. And she was the one girl that can actually carry on a conversation without putting her hands all over me. And I felt this really strong connection between us, and that's why I wanted to ask her out.
Okay. Have you haven't heard anything from her at all? How many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
I mean, I've texted her, I've given her a call, but no answer.
Okay.
Does she know you? Does she know your real name, or does she just know your stripper name? That's a valid question.
It's just a funny
I
question.
gave her my real name.
Okay, because I've made out with a couple strippers and I never knew their real name.
Joe, what is your stripper name?
My stripper name?
Yeah. Because we.
You want me to tell you guys?
Yeah, I want to hear just what it is. I'm just curious.
Roger.
Roger.
What kind of stripper name is Roger?
What's the
Like
last
being
name?
like
Is there like
Frank.
a good last name to it?
What?
Steele. Steele.
Roger Steele. Okay. The last name is good. The first name, I was like, I don't picture a lot of girls like, oh yeah, Roger.
I was hoping you'd say like Diesel or something, you know?
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date, okay?
Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
All right, hang on.
and Jubal's second date update.
You know, a lot of people bring things to a date, like flowers, candy, duct tape.
Duct tape.
Sometimes it's good to bring a surprise for the person you're going on a date with.
I do love duct tape.
Melanie, who's on the phone for a second date update right now, got surprised with something on her date that I'm not sure most people would like, and I don't even really know if Melanie liked it, but we'll find out what it is in just a second. What's up, Melanie? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. So first, tell us about the guy that you went out with. What's his name?
His name is Anthony, and man, he's a really, really sweet guy. We met on a dating app, and we had chatted for a bit ahead of time, and this was the first time we were going out.
What were you feeling leading up to your first, in-person date with him?
I was feeling really good. I was feeling optimistic. He just
Better than feeling scared.
Well, I think that many people who have dated has felt that too.
Yeah. I didn't have any of that usual, trepidation. I don't know. He just seemed really kind.
All right. And how did the date go?
Well, I would say it didn't go great, but really it was kind of a disaster.
Whoa.
It wasn't his fault. It wasn't my fault. It was just kind of what happened.
What happened? Now I'm so curious.
Well, we went to this, one of those Japanese hibachi restaurants, where they, cook in front of you. Yeah. So we met at the restaurant, and he's like, let's just, step outside for a second. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said he had this surprise for me. And I was like, oh, boy, maybe I was wrong about this not being weird. But we went outside, and he opens his jacket, and on the inside of his jacket, sticking out of one of the inside pockets, there's a hamster.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's even weirder than duct tape.
Wait, he brought a hamster to a hibachi restaurant?
I know it sounds maybe odd, but it was actually really cute. So the hamster's name is Einstein, and so I guess Einstein wasn't feeling well earlier that day. So he was like, I didn't want to cancel, but I felt bad leaving Einstein at home. And it was.
How do you even know if a hamster's sick?
My question exactly.
You got little hamster puke. I don't know.
He wasn't running in his little wheel like he always does. That's what Anthony told me. And he's like, he just looked so sad. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet that you were so in tune with your little buddy.
Okay. So sick hamster, awesome points for him, apparently.
Yeah, he was just being thoughtful.
Okay. Did the hamster also get a table at the restaurant? Or yeah.
Oh man, with a little mini hibachi.
We maybe kept him in the jacket.
Good.
Yeah, rodents in restaurants, usually not a good mix. I don't know.
Kicked out.
So what happened? You said something terrible happened.
Well, yeah. So we're sitting down, we're eating dinner. We're just having a really great time, really good conversation, great connection. And at one point, I just looked over, and Anthony just looked really weird. He looked like something was wrong. I didn't really know what was happening. And he just leaned in, and he whispers in my ear that Einstein is gone.
What?
Is he died?
He wasn't in this pocket anymore.
Oh,
I thought he knew that the hamster had passed on in his jacket.
Oh, he's like, I suffocated
so
him.
it broke my heart because I obviously knew how much Einstein meant to Anthony. So he's terrified, and he's freaking out, but trying to still be cool and just,
Oh my God, what did you do? You tell the waiter, I'm sorry, our pet hamster got loose in here.
We didn't tell anybody at first because we figured maybe we could just find him on our own and
Yeah, you don't want to tell everybody that there's a rodent running around in there and have them freak out.
Yeah. So we didn't want to let anybody know. So we kind of started taking turns, kind of, casually peeking under chairs and wandering throughout the restaurant. We ordered 2 extra desserts just to stay a little bit longer so we could keep looking.
Oh, man.
Did you ever find Einstein?
No.
You never found him.
We never found him. I mean, we probably looked for over an hour and a, we were looking for a long time.
What did he do? I mean, for a dude that would like his hamster so much, he'd take it into a restaurant if it had the sniffles. I'm sure he was beside himself that he couldn't find him.
He looked so defeated. It was the saddest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he lost his little buddy.
Aww.
Yeah.
So how'd you guys end everything then?
I didn't really know what else to do for him. So he just wanted to go home. So he left and I left, and I just...
Wow.
Yeah, that was just a little over a week ago now.
And have you gotten any update from him if he did, in fact, call the restaurant or find Einstein or...
I've been trying to contact him, and I texted him, and he just wrote back, no. Just one word, no.
Nothing.
Oh.
All right.
He's devastated.
And did he respond to anything else, or is that all you've heard from him was just the no?
That's all that I've heard from him, and I've tried to contact him again. Like, I want to be there for him because, like, I mean, even though I don't know him very well, like, we had such a great time leading up to that point. And I mean, I had never experienced anything like that before. I mean, as cute as it was obviously different. I had never had someone pull a hamster out of their pocket on a date before.
All right, well,
it
play a song and then come back and call him and see if we can get an update on the hamster and maybe get you a second date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yep, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
I'm calling today's second date update The Curious Case of the Missing Hamster. If you missed the first part, Melanie is on the phone and she wants to call a dude named Anthony. They went out to a restaurant to eat and he brought along his pet hamster. Yeah, you heard me right. Sounds weird, but she actually liked it. But during dinner, the hamster escaped from his jacket and they could not find him in the restaurant. So there's a hamster named Einstein wandering around some hibachi restaurant somewhere, probably eating great, way better than he was before.
I'm not going to hibachi anytime soon.
Or go and make it more exciting, you guys.
And she hasn't really heard from Anthony since that date, other than when she texted him to ask if he found Einstein, and he just responded no, and that's all she's heard from him. So we're about to get him on the phone and find out if she can get another date, but more importantly, no disrespect to you, but I just want to see if Einstein has been found. If not, then I'm going to start writing a new Netflix documentary.
I hope that he gets found as well. I hope that there's going to be great news from Anthony.
But don't you think, I mean, it's been a week. I understand that this guy's upset, but I also feel like he should thank you for all the time and effort you also put into looking for this hamster.
I'm just trying to, like, think about if it was me and you're grieving, you're upset. So I'm just trying to, like, let him have his space that he needs. But I just do want him to know that I'm here to support him.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Well, I'm going to dial this phone number right now, okay?
Okay.
Maybe the hamster answers the phone. That'd be awesome.
Well trained.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Anthony, please?
Speaking.
Is this the Anthony that went to a hibachi restaurant a little while ago and whose hamster got loose?
Who is this?
First, I want to know if this is the right Anthony.
Well, can you tell me who's calling, please?
Sure. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Why are you calling about my hamster? Do you know where he is?
No, I don't. I would love to find out, though.
Sorry.
I'm actually calling because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. And Melanie emailed us. She told us about your date with your hamster Einstein and said that she's tried to start talking to you again, but you haven't really been responding to anything.
Yeah, I know Melanie.
Wow.
This sounds like you don't like Melanie.
Well, she's the reason why my hamster got loose in the first place. So.
Really? She's the reason because she said you took the hamster in your coat pocket to a restaurant. It sounds like maybe that decision is the reason.
That is not the reason. I have taken him plenty of places before that, and he's always been fine. I was having dinner with Melanie, and she is actually a pretty sloppy eater, and food was, like, falling down on her lap. There were crumbs and pieces of rice, like, falling onto the floor. And Einstein, which is my hamster's name, Einstein loves that stuff. I even said to her, I said, hey, be careful. You know, you're spilling a lot. You're getting food all over the place. She's like, oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it, whatever. And suddenly I look down, and now Einstein's gone.
Whoa.
Okay.
Wow.
Again, if your hamster can't control himself in a restaurant, then you probably shouldn't have brought him in a restaurant. I don't think that that's her fault still.
So you blame her for your hamster being lost?
Yeah, well, she never took responsibility for it. She helped me look for him, which was nice, but it was her fault. So the whole time, she's never once said, oh, hey, I'm sorry that I did that. I'm sorry that
I let your hamster get loose.
But okay, wait,
man.
hold on. If that's your theory, the reason why your hamster got loose is because he saw Melanie's spilled food everywhere. Why wouldn't you be able to look down and see the hamster then eating Melanie's food?
I just know that that's something that he likes, and, he'll go for that.
But obviously he didn't because he wasn't there. Like, he was gone. He didn't go for that. He ran away.
Excuse me, who are you, okay? I just lost my hamster. You're putting me on blast right now. I had to have that hamster for almost 5 years. They say hamsters only live to 3.5, and he's almost 5.
Wow.
Aw,
He's an old guy.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I know you're hurt. I just don't think that it's her fault. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
it is her fault, all right? And she owes me.
Oh.
I've been through so many hard times, and Einstein has always been there for me. He's an elderly hamster, and I didn't want to take my eyes off him.
Right.
So he was a little sick that night, so I wanted to bring him and whatever. It's not fair. It's not fair.
I'm sorry. It's not fair.
And now you're telling me it's my fault, okay? I'm a bad parent because I was the one who brought my hamster someplace that I shouldn't have.
Well,
It's definitely, that is your fault. Absolutely.
Unless Melanie grabbed your hamster and rolled it across the floor, I don't see how it's really her fault.
Obviously, she didn't purposefully do it, but it is her fault, and I just wanted her to take responsibility for it and say something.
So
Okay.
He did warn her.
Oh, come on. Why didn't you tell her that then? If you're that passionate about her taking the blame for this, why didn't you talk to her about it?
I was in grief. What am I supposed to do? How does shouting at her at that time make her not look for him?
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you've moved on. You're in a different stage of grief now, and I guess you can shout at her because she's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
What?
Yep. Melanie, you still there? Or are you scared now?
I'm here.
Okay.
No, I'm here.
Wait, hold on. You've been listening this whole time?
Yeah, I heard you say everything.
And what do you have to say for yourself?
I don't really understand why you think it's appropriate for you to turn your anger to me. I know that you're upset and you're hurting about losing Einstein. I saw it that night. I stayed with you for over an hour looking for him, not because it was my fault. I literally can't believe you would say such a thing, that you think it's my fault.
Because it was your fault. I can't believe you're still saying it's not your fault. All you had to do was say, I'm sorry, and man up and say, it's my fault. Shouldn't have done these things. I'm sorry I did those things. But
Anthony, take a deep breath because you sound crazy. So let's start there. This is
I lost a family member, so what am I supposed to do?
Yes, you did. You're supposed to be angry that you lost your family member, and you are not supposed to be blaming me for something I didn't do.
I thank you for helping me find him, but you were just fixing a situation that you caused. And then you didn't even text me later and say, I'm so sorry he's gone. You just said, oh, did they find him yet?
Yeah, and that was my tone. Thank you for putting my tone onto what I said. Because surely I wasn't
Couldn't have
texting you
called
out of
me and
sympathy.
talked about it.
Surely I was texting you with an attitude. That's why I texted you.
Oh, my God.
If your friend's grandma dies, you just text them and say, hey, is she fine? Or do you call them and console them?
Anthony, you are not comparing a missing hamster to a dead grandma.
He loves it.
It's not the same. I had hamsters. They both died. You get over it. I mean, I don't mean to be...
Sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for your loss. I had no
seriously,
idea that happened to you.
At some point, you have to be like, life, it has an end for everyone. And your hamster lived long, well past
But we don't even know that Einstein is dead.
That's right.
Well,
right.
It just got loose in a hibachi restaurant.
Guys, it's a
He might be
5-year-old
living the best
hamster.
life ever.
Totally.
What have you done to actually find him? Did you go back to the restaurant? Have you talked
Yes.
to the staff?
I've gone to that
You spoke to the
restaurant every
manager.
single day for lunch, and I've called them and tried to explain it anonymously. There's a bit of a language barrier, but every time they tell them they think I let loose a rat in there, and I keep trying to tell them, no, it's a pet, it's mine.
Now you just sound like racist. So that's
How am I racist?
the people
talking about?
that were working at the front of the restaurant spoke perfect English. You're just trying to put the blame on everyone else. They don't understand you. I'm making a mess. You made just as many crumbs. We were eating at a table together.
Melanie, you know what? I hear you saying a lot of stuff right now, but the one thing I don't hear you saying is I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Anthony, I feel like you're really missing out on a girl who has been understanding, who's been compassionate, who didn't think you were a total freak for bringing the hamster in the first place on a first date.
Why would I be a freak for bringing a
sick family member.
Dude, you brought a sick rodent in your pocket on a date. That's weird, man.
So what? People bring dogs to places all the time. How is that any different? Hamsters are way cleaner than dogs.
I don't know if that's true. I will argue with you on that one, but I'm with you on the dog thing. I guess if that's your pet and you want to take it out, but still, I think you shouldn't blame Melanie for the entire thing.
Oh, really? Okay, so you're on her side, too. That's fine. That's fine.
I guess everybody's against you, Anthony.
Yeah, everybody's against me. You and my therapist should team up and say, I'm wrong all the time.
Weird. You're in therapy, too, huh? Would not have
maybe
guessed
you
that.
learned a lesson. Maybe you learned a lesson that you shouldn't be bringing a hamster into a restaurant.
Maybe next time I'll just be with a clean eater and we'll be fine.
No! All right, dirty eater.
Anthony.
Well, you'll be eating alone a lot.
Wait. We got to get an official answer. Anthony, would you like to go out with Melanie again on a second date? We will pay for it.
Hard pass. I don't have any more hamsters I can afford to lose.
And Melanie, I'm guessing you're not heartbroken about that now.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm glad we cleared this up because wow.
All right.
Well, you'll never forget this, though, Melanie.
No, not for a very long time.
Well, thank you both for your time. And if anybody knows the hamster's whereabouts, please send him our way.
Yes, please. I'm serious. If you see Einstein, he's mostly white, a little bit of brown auburn patch towards his head, and he's very sassy.
It's a sassy little hamster running around town. Make sure you snatch him up and send him to the radio station.
Who doesn't want a sassy hamster?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm actually very surprised that the guy on the phone for a second date update today isn't getting a call back.
Really?
Because he could be the worst person on the planet. And no matter what, an American girl will call him back. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he's an Englishman.
Yeah, I knew he'd have an accent.
Yep. And so he could be a murderer, and they're still like, I don't care. The accent is so hot, I have to go out with him again. His name is James. James, how are you?
Well, I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad. Thank you very much for emailing us and agreeing to do a second date update.
Absolutely. I'm glad you can help me out, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm surprised that this girl isn't calling you back. I'm guessing, how long have you been in this country?
Couple of years, just 2.5 years now.
Okay, and I'm guessing in your experience, it's probably pretty easy in the bars and the clubs when you meet girls with that accent, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not been a problem so far.
Yeah, I know.
I had an English guy hit on me once. He was so ugly, and I was still flattered by it. I was like, oh, my God, he likes me. He's talking to me.
And she's married, so.
Yeah.
I did have to turn him down because of that, but whatever.
So you're not getting a call back from a girl. Her name is Sarah?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and how did you meet her?
We actually met through Tinder.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
And, I mean, it's not something that we do very often, although I do very often. But, I met her through Tinder. We agreed to meet up, so I drove over to pick her up, and we went, downtown for a couple of drinks, had something to eat. We spent a couple of hours together. It was good. We had a really good time. She was really cool, like really easy to hang out with,
Let me ask you a question. For a guy like you, who has an accent that American women love, is it annoying? Do they sit there and harp on it the whole time? That's what I picture happening. It's like, oh, it's so cute,
That has been the case a couple of times, but like Sarah was just, she didn't really even pay that much attention to it,
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
And I do feel like if you're a more well-traveled person, you're probably not going to care quite as much.
Right. Yeah, she seems really, really, really cool. I'm shocked.
What did you like about her so much?
Like I said, she was just really easy to hang out with, like you mentioned about other chicks that like, harp on the accent or always talk about themselves or, always, she was really easy to talk to. She listened to what I had to say. The stuff that she had to say was really interesting. It was like a quality date, It was like we'd known each other a couple of months or something.
Was there like one moment during the date where you're like, she's definitely into me?
Definitely into me?
Yeah, like a moment where she showed how interested she was.
I mean, it seemed like that from the very start,
So why do you think she's not calling you back then?
I honestly don't know. The only thing, this is going to sound stupid, but the only other thing that I can think about is that I just bought a new car, and my parallel parking skills are not really up to par.
Yeah, that's.
It took me like 5 or 6 times to get into the space, and then Like, I was freaking out about that, and then at some point she even asked me, she was like, do you need me to do that for you?
Do you need me to get out and help you park the car, you little Englishman?
I know. I was like well embarrassed, you know. And then you know, I tried to explain about the other side of the road is not doing me many favors, blah blah blah. Anyway, I get out of the car and then I walk into the restaurant and I forget to open the door for her to get out. So,
okay.
You know, if that's something to go by, then I don't know. That might be the only problem.
That is a terrible feeling when you're on a date and you're having trouble parallel parking, because then you just start to get hot under the collar and you're embarrassed and you're just
It
like,
was awful.
And it's always in front of a crowded window of people, too. So it's not just your date watching you, but about 200 other strangers.
Right.
So the only thing that you can think of that might have gone bad on your date is the fact that you had trouble parallel parking and didn't open her door.
Yep.
That seems silly, though. That was at the beginning. How did the end of the date go?
It was good. Everything was great. You know, really, it was really great. Full of smiles, full of happiness. There wasn't one awkward moment during the night when no one had anything to say, or you know.
Did you guys kiss?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. What kind of kiss, though? Like a real quick peck on the lips or a full...
I mean, just a little bit more than that. You know, it wasn't anything, you know, hot and heavy, but you know, it was a good night kiss.
And what was the last thing that you guys said to each other?
I said, I'll be in touch, and she said, okay, that'd be great.
Okay, and has she responded at all to any of your text messages or phone calls?
Not one.
Nothing.
And how many times have you tried to reach her?
I've texted her like 3 or 4 times and called her twice.
And did you tell her, like, oh, that kiss made my heart skip a beat or anything like that?
No, I didn't say anything like that. I mean, I met the girl on Tinder, you know?
Yeah, not exactly going to be like, I think you're the love of my life from that kiss.
Right.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, hang on.
Cheers, mate.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Hello, love. And welcome back to today's royal edition of the second date update. I'd be your host, Jubal Flagg, and today we're talking to Sir James of Update. He went out with a lovely young lass he met on Tinder. Took her out for drinks, hoping that later he'd be able to show her his throbbery.
Wow.
But he was unsuccessful in getting the knickers on the floor back at his flat.
So that's what
So
they
now
call it.
he is on the phone, wondering what went wrong. And James, I never asked you, what is your occupation? I would assume chimney sweep? I never...
Oh, yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. I work for Mary Poppins, and I've got a smoking car called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, too.
James is on the phone. James is English, yes, so of course I have to mess with him a little bit because it's weird to us Americans when we hear an accent. Ooh. Yeah. But he did go out with a girl named Sarah, and Sarah isn't calling him back, which is weird to me because I would think any guy with an English accent or Australian accent in America
Or
just
accent.
kills it. Yeah, accent and Vietnamese accent, whatever.
whatever.
Any sort of accent usually does very well with the American women. But she's not calling him back. He thinks the reason that he's not getting a call back is because he had trouble parallel parking.
Oh.
So much to the point where she was like, hey, do you want me to do it for you? And then he didn't open her door. But that's the only thing you can think of. Other than that, they had a great time. We're about to call her and find out if, in fact, he did something wrong on the date. James, you ready to go?
I am.
Can I ask you one question, James? You don't fall into the stereotype of bad British teeth, do you?
No, that's a myth. The whole thing is a myth. Like, we don't all walk around like Austin Powers, you know?
I went to London before, and I wouldn't call it a myth, but I'm glad that you're not there.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Sarah, please?
this is she.
Hey, Sarah, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm good.
What's going on?
I'm at work. I'm good.
Just calling to check in with some of our listeners. Do you listen to the show?
Yeah, no, I listen to you. I'm just shocked you're calling me. Just kind of random.
Any idea why I might be calling you?
Honestly, no.
Well, the reason I'm calling you today is one of our listeners sent us an email about you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's somebody that you went on a date with recently. His name is James,
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, and so it sounds like you know James. He says that you guys met on Tinder and went out for drinks and had a fun time, but you haven't been answering any of his phone calls or text messages. So he asked us to get you on the phone and ask if he did something wrong.
Oh, God. Okay, look, I don't know if I need to do this on the radio. Like, I don't want to embarrass him.
You don't want to... Well, that's okay. He wants to be embarrassed. He's the one that emailed us.
I think he wouldn't really appreciate me calling him out on it.
Okay, but we talked to him, and he's prepared to hear anything that you have to say.
Is he on the line right now?
If you're worried about embarrassing him, I mean, he's asking for it, basically. He said he's okay with that.
And I have to know this explanation because he sounds lovely with an accent. I don't know why you would turn this dude down.
Yeah, see, that's exactly the problem. I don't buy it.
What?
You don't buy what?
I don't buy his whole I'm British thing.
Well, you think
You think he's faking it?
I studied abroad. I lived in the UK for a couple years. I think he's faking being British because it's something that works. And we met on Tinder, so you can be anybody on Tinder. It's true, though.
Why do you think you think the whole accent thing, everything is just a lie?
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Was there like a hint when he was talking that you're like, oh, gotcha?
I mean, you said you talked to him. Didn't you hear it for yourself? It's pretty bad.
I thought it sounds like he's English to me.
Hey, can I have a little dicky bird now? Can I have a word or what?
Wait, is that him?
Yes, it is. He's actually on the phone. You asked me a second ago, and I didn't answer you on purpose because James is on the other line listening.
Oh, my God.
Hello, Sarah. How's it going?
See, are you listening to that? Hello, Sarah. How you doing?
It sounds legit to me, Sarah.
I mean, it is legit. It is legit. I don't know what you want. I mean, I could show you my passport. I could, give you my national insurance number. I could, I mean, I don't know what else you want me to, what do you need to see?
Yeah, I'm sure you could show me your fake green card and your fake passport and your fake everything else.
Yeah, because I've got all the time in the world to sit around and generate fake copies of documents so that I can meet girls on Tinder. You really, I mean, come on.
That's exactly,
the most stupid thing I've ever heard.
Exactly what I think you're doing. No, it's exactly what I think you're doing.
Wow, Sarah, paranoid much love.
Oh, way to be all patronizing. That's going to make me want to go out on a second date with you.
I mean, at this point, it's really, it's I mean, it's neither here nor there now, is it? I mean, you think I'm a complete fake, so I might as well just go box to the wall,
Yeah, I don't think you're fake. I know you're fake. And you're laying it on pretty thick with the whole parallel parking job. Oh, I can't park the car because it's on the right side of the road. It took me 5 to 6 times. I could have
That's a pretty good accent, Sarah. That's a pretty good accent. You should try faking it and meeting people on Tinder.
Okay. Just give it up. Your accent is so fake.
I don't know what else to tell you. I've got nothing else to go with. This is me. I've got.
Come on, just give it up, dude. And you have really 2 perfect teeth for somebody who's British anyway.
I mean, and this is crazy. I've never heard anything like it. Yeah. You need me to call my parents in London or something? You can have a little word with them. They can tell you who I am.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'll call international. Hell, we can Skype if we want to. And they can sit there, oh, Papa, cheerio. Who's this? Are you dating James? Oh, she sounds lovely, James. Let's invite her over for tea.
All right, see, now we're crossing the line. This is outrageous, Sarah. I don't know what the it is you want me to do, but, I mean, this is just bloody ridiculous, mate. And if anything you say, I'll do to prove to you.
I don't know how to get you to prove that you're faking it, but there's just something slightly untrustworthy about you.
Wow. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm at the end of my tether now.
Sarah, I'm confused. You liked him on the date, right?
Well, I liked him when I met him on Tinder. Until then we met in person and he started faking the British accent.
I don't get this. Why would I fake a British accent? You've already said that I'm a pretty good-looking guy and I've got perfect teeth and I've got, everything else. So I wouldn't really have a problem getting dates, would I? I mean, the accent...
That's just it. You're attractive enough on your own. I don't feel like you have to lay it on that thick. You do have nice teeth and you are attractive, which is why you don't need to fake the accent because you have some other stuff going for you already.
What are you talking about, Sarah? Are you a dialect coach now or something? I'm English. I'm from London. Crystal Palace. SW16. What else do you need to know? I mean,
James, it doesn't sound like Sarah is going to believe you no matter what. For the record, James, I believe you that you're British.
Convinced.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what neighborhood are you from?
I just said that. Crystal Palace.
Oh, sounds made up to me. Yeah, right.
Google it. Google it.
Oh my God,
Google
Sarah.
it. There's a football team. I lived right on Church Road, right opposite the football stadium.
It would be called Church Road, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Right, sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, I would love to ask you if he'll go out on a second date with James. I don't think he can drop the accent because I have a feeling that it's real.
Just
Are you willing to go out with him again?
Sarah, do it. Don't sabotage this.
Yeah.
Nope.
What?
I can't. No, I can't. I'm not going to waste my time with somebody who wants to be a charlatan and lying to my face. And I don't need that. I don't know how he's convinced you guys, but he certainly hasn't convinced me. And I wasn't born yesterday. I'm not going to waste my time.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're doing this.
You are having a laugh.
Sorry, James.
Unbelievable.
No second date for you, man.
I don't know what to say, Sarah. I don't know what to say. You missed out, love. You missed out.
That's all right, James. I'm sure there are plenty of other girls on Tinder that be happy to drop the knickers for you anytime.
Wow. This girl. Wow.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, both of you. We appreciate it. Sarah, better luck on Tinder finding like a real American guy who's not faking it like James is.
I'm not faking this thing.
Oh,
listen
what?
to me. Hey, listen up, right? Listen. I'll send you, just for shits and giggles, I'll send you everything. My passport, my green card. I'll send you everything, just so that you know. I mean, I'll show you the tattoo of the Union Jack on the end of my if you want.
I hope you actually have that.
That would be
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
We got an urgent email for a second date update from one of our listeners who says they need our help immediately.
Whoa. Okay.
Today.
Well.
And we actually had a different call scheduled with another listener before this, but we had to move them back to tomorrow because this one can't wait.
Wow.
So,
That doesn't happen a lot.
we've got Marissa on the phone. Apparently, she went out on a date last night.
What?
And now, if we can't get a hold of the guy, she says she's going to get the authorities involved.
What?
So,
We the right people to come to.
Marissa, are you okay? Are you in danger?
No, I'm not in danger, but I'm really pissed off and angry because this should not have happened, and I'm about to call the cop.
Okay.
Someone else may be in danger.
What?
it's a good instinct to always call us for any emergency before you call the police.
Terrible instinct.
And we'll get to it in just a second, but first, tell us what's the name of the guy that you're trying to get in touch with.
Christopher. I won't say his last name. I don't know if this is legal to do that, but I met him on this app.
Okay. I think we all need to take a deep breath because, there is some anger coming out in those words.
I'm
and
enjoying
you
the
haven't even
energy.
said anything bad yet.
I like it, Marissa. Tell us more about Christopher.
Well, I met him on this dating app, and I always cross-reference everybody I date on these apps through my roommate, Maddie, so I told her about this guy, and she was like, yeah, he looks great. You should definitely go ahead. He's so hot. He looks respectable.
That's how they always get you, don't they? They always get you that way, looking all nice and respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I go on this date, right? And it's fantastic. I'm not saying it wasn't great.
Look how angry she is. This was the best day. I've never had this much fun ever.
This is not what I was expecting.
So what did you and Christopher do?
I normally don't do this, but I went out drinking with him, and we went to this bar, and then after we went to a dance club, and it was really awesome. So then we went to my place, obviously, because we were all feeling it, and then we hooked up, and then we woke up, and we were both so hungover. But he was like, "Let me get you breakfast," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a dream come true." Yes.
Nice.
Okay, wait, hold on. Was this morning or was this yesterday morning?
This was yesterday morning.
Okay.
So he was like, I'll get breakfast, and can I use your car? Because he didn't have his car because we Ubered home.
Okay.
And so he left. And then hours passed, and I'm texting him, and nothing. And then I call him, nothing. for like 3 hours.
Oh, he stole your car.
Wait, he still has your car?
Yes, and he never came back.
Oh my God.
This really is an emergency.
So you still haven't had breakfast yet?
Jeffrey.
Are we
Not the point.
Oh.
Not the point right now. We don't even care about this guy anymore. You need your car back.
And get this, he picked up after like the 4th freaking hour, and he says, "I'm so sorry. I had to leave. I'll explain everything to you, but I hope you understand." That's it.
What? And then he like hung up the phone?
Yes, he hung up, and I was like, what? He must be, like, in trouble with the law. I don't know where he is with my car. What am I supposed to do?
This is crazy.
Do we call the police?
Yeah, and he's forwarding all my calls to the voicemail, so I would really like you guys to call him so someone can get through to him.
I think, just so you know, I think you're being super kind and giving him one last chance to bring the car. Legit felon.
Yeah, and he sounded like he was really freaked out as well, but I don't know if he was just lying to me. It was a 10-second brief encounter, so I'm not sure if he's lying or not.
Maybe he was in the drive-thru line trying to decide between a bacon sandwich and a sausage one, and you just caught him at a really bad time.
5 hours.
I'm going to go with don't trust the one-night stand that took your car and hasn't returned it. Just my instinct.
Hold on.
Of course Jose is going to stand up for this dude.
If he was really stealing it, he would have never even answered. He wouldn't have said, oh my God, hold on, emergency. Like, I believe this guy
but
may
it
be in a
doesn't
scenario
matter
too.
if he stole it or not. I mean, it's stolen right now. She did not give him permission.
I'll give you a scenario. He's being held at gunpoint right now, and he may die, Brooke. What do you think? Let him die?
By what? Like somebody who wanted the bacon sandwich that he went to go get?
I've seen it happen before. That's all I'm saying.
I know you guys are, like, laughing, and it's really funny, and this is, like, a crazy situation, but to me, it's, like, life or death. Like, this is my car. This guy just randomly hooked up with me. I don't know, like, what kind of diseases this guy, he's obviously, like, lying. I don't know what.
Well, yeah.
That's the awkward Tuesday.
I don't know if car theft and STDs are related.
Yeah.
Like, maybe. This is really serious to me.
I know.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. So, Marissa, look, I mean, there's no guarantee when we call him that he'll pick up. It's just going to be a random phone number. Like, have you had some of your other friends try and call him first?
Maddie, she's tried.
Did Maddie get through to him?
No.
Voicemail. And we don't know anything else about this guy, right? Because you just met him on a dating app. Like, you don't know where he lives.
I can forward you his dating profile.
Well, location would probably be more helpful than, like, if he likes to hike or not. I don't know.
We need all the background information we can get. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a song. We'll come back, and we'll call this guy for you. And if this doesn't work, I guess you're going to have to call the authorities.
Yeah, and did I mention he might have diseases or something like that, too? I don't know.
No, you mentioned that. That's a sticking point. But no, we're going to play a song. We'll come back, and we'll try and get you your second date update. Okay, Marissa?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. And maybe eat something. Hold on. All right, it's official. This might be the craziest first date ending we've ever heard on the show.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Joe's being over dramatic like he tends to do. Drama king.
Yeah.
But you're right.
I'm serious because we got an urgent email today from a listener named Marissa who had to do a phone call today. Could not wait, or she's going to get the authorities involved.
And people are always like, oh, do mine right away. It's an emergency. But, like, this is a legit emergency.
Yeah.
I don't know. She may need to get the authorities involved.
Seriously.
It could happen because Marissa went out with a guy named Christopher. He ended up spending the night at her place, and then in the morning offered to drive out and bring back some breakfast for the two of them.
Which is sweet.
So she let him borrow her car to go do that, and then Christopher never brought it back. In the last 24 hours, she's called and texted him a bunch of times, and he's only picked up once and quickly said he couldn't really talk, but he'll explain later, and then hung up. So now Marissa's depending on us to get a hold of him and figure out what the hell's going on, or she'll have no choice but to call the authorities. Right, Marissa?
Yes, I don't know why you're waiting so long. Like, you've been having me on this waiting line. Like, I'm freaking out over here.
Well, it's just what we do. We have to play a song in between the first and second part. It's just the radio business.
Man.
And then we have to reset.
And honestly, like, at this point, a couple minutes isn't probably going to make a big difference.
To me, it's like days.
I know it is.
All right,
I dated a guy who was in for Grand Theft Auto for a while, too.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I did.
I really want to get to the phone
but...
call, but first, Marissa, before we do that,
No, don't put first anything.
I just need to ask if he answers, because he might just ignore us too. Is there any other details about the actual date that I could bring up to him? I just might need to ease into it. That's all I'm saying before I start accusing him of things.
Okay, well, whatever you're doing, just get my car back.
Okay. That's my one mission right now. Here we go.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm going to dial the phone number. Let's see if he answers, all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Okay. He sent us straight to voicemail on that one.
I figured that was going to happen. He's not answering anybody's call.
I know.
Why would you answer someone's calls if you just stole a car? You're not going to pick up an unknown number.
Okay, we have another line. Let's try a different line.
Yeah, who's this?
Hey, is this Christopher?
Yeah, who's this?
Christopher, okay, don't hang up, all right? My name's Jeffrey from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. I really need to talk with you. Okay, you're in a lot of trouble.
But that is not the way you started, Jeffrey. What are you doing?
This is important. I need you to not hang up.
Christopher.
What's going on here?
We're doing something called a second date update because someone's trying to get in touch with you and you're ignoring them.
They like you.
Oh, yeah, if this is Marissa, I'm dealing with it, okay? Just tell her I'm dealing with it.
Wait.
Hold on, man.
Christopher, dealing with what? What are you dealing with?
Honestly, it's none of your business, and I talk to her when I'm ready. I can't talk to her right now because I'm not ready for it.
Okay, well, hold on.
But when I'm ready, I will.
Just relax, Christopher, okay?
We're like your last chance right now before it goes out statewide that you're on some wanted list, man. And I'm not exaggerating.
We don't want that to happen.
I mean, I can see why she's concerned, all right? It's not like I'm not blind here. It's just that I'm screwed, honestly. She thinks I stole her car, and it's not what happened.
Well, you took it and didn't return it.
You could call it stealing.
Yeah. And you haven't provided an explanation for why.
I understand why she thinks that, and that's what I'm worried about, because she thinks that I took it, but it's not what happened.
But
Just tell her, don't call the cops.
I don't want to be a skeptic here, but if a guy who stole a car and doesn't bring it back tells me not to call the cops, maybe I shouldn't trust him?
This sound,
No, definitely. Definitely trust him.
Look, dude, you're going to have to give us more here because Marissa's freaking out.
Just tell her that. I went to get breakfast sandwiches, and I went to 2 different places. They were both closed. The car runs out of gas. So I went on foot. I walked to get gas, and I come back, right? And the car has been towed. So now I've tracked down where the car is, and they want $250 to get the car out.
What? How long did it take you to go get gas? Like a tow situation isn't.
I don't work for the police. I don't know.
I'm not saying. I just am trying to. So the car is impounded. It's an impound.
The car is impounded, right? I need $250 to get it out. I don't have that kind of money right now. I'm talking to a guy today, so I'm going to probably work it out with him. And I'll have the money, and I can get her the car back. I was just hoping to get it to her right away. You know, I don't want her to think that I took it. I'm doing my best.
So,
do you believe him?
I don't know.
Do you believe him?
I believe that men like to try and fix things without telling anybody what they're doing and
This
then
is just so
inevitably make it worse.
You just need to talk to her, man.
Yeah, seriously, this would have been so much better if you had just told Marissa up front, like, hey, I had a problem and ran out of gas.
Why are you lecturing me? What is
this?
I'm not lecturing you. I'm telling you it's a good idea to tell the girl whose car you're borrowing that there's problems with the car.
And it's also a good idea not to drive 20 miles to go get a breakfast sandwich, for God's sakes.
Maybe you should go hook up with her and then steal her car. That's what you can do.
Okay, well, the good news...
As soon as I get the car back, you can steal it and date her.
All right. The good news is, even if you're not willing to tell her directly, you've kind of told her indirectly because I need to let you know she's been on the other line listening this entire time.
Kidding? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you.
She needed to hear this, Christopher.
Yeah, Marissa, you there?
I've been trying to reach you. You haven't been picking up your phone. This is crazy.
I know, Marissa, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to fix the situation. I didn't want to talk to you until I fixed it. I feel terrible.
But why didn't you just tell me? You just tell me it's fine. Like, I would have accepted that. This is crazy that you're keeping everything secret.
Right.
It makes me really
No,
sad.
I just feel really stupid. Like, you ran out of gas. I don't know. It's got a boot on it. It's awful.
Yeah, but I need to get to work. Like, I need to get my car back.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible about all this. But, I mean, we did have a really fun time, though, right? I mean, that was some fun bad dancing that we did, right?
Yes, until this.
Look, I'm just trying to lighten the mood. It's just a situation I don't have any control over. I can still get you that sandwich.
He needs $253.
Right.
You would have lightened my mood if you told me right away. That would have been great. And I would have been knowing what's going on and be able to get my car and be able to meet you. I could Uber and get there before they tow my car. Like, I really wish you contacted me. I wish you answered the phone. I need to know what's happening with my car.
I wish
my property.
I wish you put gas in the car.
Okay. Now it's just getting worse. We're doing a lot of pointing fingers, and this is not productive.
Keep reversing. I wish we never met.
Yeah.
Take some blame.
Dude, Christopher, what's your plan with the car? How are you getting the money?
I told you I'm going to talk to a guy later today, and we're going to work this all out. But on the off chance that doesn't work, maybe we could have like a backup plan that we figure out now.
What's the backup plan?
I mean, I feel responsible for what happened, so I could at least pay for half. If you want to Venmo me $150.
Wait, what? Well, hold up. You want her to send you money and just trust that the car is an impound and that your story is legit? Because there's still the off chance that you stole this thing and that you're like on the lam or something. I don't know.
Send her the money.
Would I be talking about this on the radio if I stole the car? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm innocent here. I just need enough money to get the car to impound. I guess I have about $100. I mean, if you want to chip in, that's fine. Or you can even lend her your car until I get the car.
We're gonna lend. Wait, Marissa, are you buying any of this? Do you trust him?
You know what? I will give you the $150 under one condition.
What's that?
That you have my car back at my apartment within 2 hours.
I can do that. I can do that.
Marissa, this guy still has your car, and you're actually going to send him more money?
Look, I'll have it there in a couple hours. I know exactly where it is. And,
that's what he said last time.
It's not going to be a problem.
I trust you, but you better be here, okay?
Oh, my
Okay.
God, Marissa. No.
I promise I'll be there.
Well, once the Venmo payment goes through, after that happens, then Christopher, we would like to send you and Marissa out on a second date, and we'll pay for it.
Oh, this is romance. Let's talk here.
Okay. T-minus
sounds great.
2 hours.
That sounds great. Is that what you said, Christopher?
Yeah. I had a great time.
Oh, my God.
Okay, yeah.
Now I believe him. He's like, sure,
No.
let's get it done. And once it's over, I want to go out with her
No,
again.
Marissa, this is going to be your fault at this point, okay? When your car never returns, you are only going to have yourself to blame.
Like, you seriously think that he's not going to come back and give me my car? Like,
No, he sounds just as panicked as you on the other
No,
end. I believe him.
no. You guys are all thinking with your hearts. You need to be thinking with your brains. I don't know what you're doing. You're going to get robbed even greater. Like,
You guys are so cynical. Honestly, I would have hung up if I stole the car, but I'm still here talking about it.
Yeah.
I just need the money, and then I'll get the car out. It's
because you saw a
fine.
window to take the money.
Rick, you
I
can't
think-
stop girls that like bad boys.
The only way to
Can't
truly
stop.
test this, Marissa, is to send him the full $250 and see if he does the right thing.
if you're serious, I'll do it.
No.
I say do it.
No.
You're welcome.
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know, we learn a lot from second date updates. And one of the things that we haven't talked about enough that I think we're learning is that when you go out on a first date with somebody, do not let them use the bathroom. Well, don't let them go to the bathroom. If they have to use the bathroom, you make sure they relieve themselves right in your plain sight. Right there at the table. Make sure they relieve themselves right there at the table.
I have
okay?
not learned that. You're the other one that's picked that up.
Not only is it sexy, we already know that, but every time somebody goes to the bathroom, they disappear. We hear that all the time in second date updates.
If someone's going to ditch, that's when they do it.
Where people go out with someone and then they go, excuse me, I got to go tinkle real quick. And then they're never to be heard from again. And that's what happened to Tara, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. What's up, Tara?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
He ditched
So
you on a bathroom break?
Yeah, never let your date go to the freaking bathroom.
Oh,
Yep,
my God.
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
horrible.
don't break the seal. Oh, my God.
Okay, well, before we get into him ditching you, where'd you meet this dude?
So, we'd met on Bumble, and we'd been, like, chatting for a little bit. And he was, like, a funny dude. Like, we got along. And I was supposed to go to a concert with a friend. And then last minute, she totally ditches me, and I really wanted to go, and I didn't have anybody to go with. So I basically, like, took a chance, asked this guy if he'd come with me to the show, and he did, and it was fun.
Okay. What's his name, by the way?
His name's Ben.
Ben.
That's
okay.
like a good opening that you took.
Yeah, like super chill, but not too much conversation, just enough.
Right.
And did you guys have fun?
It was a blast. We had so much fun. We were like dancing around. He was enjoying the show too. So I don't know.
I feel like you don't have a good take on his actual emotions if he left in the middle of the date.
Not at all. I literally don't get it. We were having such a good time up to that point. Literally 5 minutes before we were making out. Like, I don't get it.
What?
Oh, wow. He made out with you and everything?
Yeah, we were dancing. I mean, there was kind of like this one point where we were dancing and it was like really crowded and we kind of like lost each other for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like we found each other and right after that is when like the making out ensued. So I figured it was fine.
Right, and if he was going to ditch you, why wouldn't he ditch you when you lost each other?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect time to get out and be like, oh, sorry, it was crowded, and I
Couldn't
thought maybe
find
you
you.
left, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then like a little bit later, after all of these fun things, he was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And then apparently the bathroom ate him.
Is there any way that you said it was so crowded, maybe he really honestly couldn't find you again?
See, that's what I was thinking, but even if you can't find somebody, you usually answer your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
So-
sorry.
And even if it's like dead that night, you call maybe the next day or...
Exactly.
Okay, and you haven't heard anything from him at all?
Not at all. Nothing.
So what are you feeling right now? Are you pissed? Are you...
I'm just annoyed and confused. Like, honestly, he's a Bumble dude, so saying I'm pissed is like a little far.
Okay.
But I'm just confused. Like, I give you a free ticket to a great show, I dance on you, and then we make out. And that was so fun. And then you leave? Like, really? Really? Like, I know I'm a great kisser. Sorry if you're not. But...
Was there anything awkward that happened after the kiss?
No, like, other than us losing each other, which didn't seem like that big of a deal.
Oh, my God. What if he was cheating on you, and then when he kissed you, he felt guilty and he had to go?
Oh, well, there's an idea.
Yeah, didn't think about that one yet, did you?
No, that hadn't crossed my mind. Thank you.
How many times have you tried to reach out to him since you guys hung out?
I mean, I texted him quite a few times that night just because I was worried. And then the next day I hit him up. And then a couple days after that, and then I just left it alone.
Yeah. Because he hasn't responded at all.
Yeah, at all.
You're not being creepy at all. That's like the perfect amount of...
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
And texting him a few times that night, like after you can't find him, is understandable. You didn't freak out on him, did you?
No, I was just like, hey, man, is everything good? Like, where are you at? And then I was like, okay, I can't find you. And then I was like, dude, I'm going to leave in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's normal.
Dude, you're being a lot more chill about this than I think I would be.
Yeah.
I think I'd be really mad. Like,
I've had time to process. And again, I mean, he was really cute, but like, I've also matched with way cuter guys. So I just want to know, like, it was a blast. Like, I just want to know why.
Okay.
Right.
Well, we'll play a song, come back, and call him and get your second date update, okay?
Okay.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, Tara is on the phone, and she went to a concert with a dude named Ben, and she got ditched. He said he had to go to the bathroom and then left, and she hasn't heard from him since. And if you were listening to the first part, I said earlier, this is proof that you shouldn't let people leave to go to the bathroom on a date. You should make them do it right there in front of you. And I take that back. That's a little bit extreme. But I think from now on, if you're on a date and somebody says they have to go to the bathroom, you simply just follow them into the bathroom so that you know they won't leave you. Much better idea. Tara, you want to try that next time?
Actually, yes, I'm taking notes.
Okay, good.
have you ever been ditched before on a date?
No, never. I'm usually the one that does the ditching, which is why this is even more confusing.
How long did you wait at the concert before you realized, oh my God, he's just gone?
I mean, I was still really enjoying the show, so I definitely stayed till the end and then was like, oh, I don't know you people around me.
So you still enjoyed the concert at least?
Oh, most definitely. It didn't let that ruin it.
Oh, good. I like your attitude.
Like I said, I really just want to know why he would ditch me. Everything seemed like it was going so well.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can figure it out for you. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Ben, please?
Yeah, this is Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm
Doing okay.
Ye is Spanish for you.
Huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, sorry. I should have introduced myself. This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm calling you today because one of our listeners actually emailed us asking if we get in touch with you.
I don't really know why that's happening, but
Well,
okay.
That's what we're
We
here for.
do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. That's where if somebody goes out on a date and then the person doesn't call them back after, they can email us to get that person on the phone and ask what happened. So you went on a date recently with a girl named Tara.
Yeah, I did. She wants you to call me?
Yeah, because she's been trying to get a hold of you, but you haven't answered any of her texts or
Okay.
phone calls or anything. And
I mean, she's a bit of a weirdo. That kind of makes sense.
What?
she's a weirdo?
Weirdo. She seems really.
A little bit, yeah.
Wait, a weirdo that you made out with?
What? No. Weirdo that I absolutely did not make out with.
Well, she told us that you did make out.
That you kissed her?
I don't know where that idea came from.
Wait, did you go to a concert with her?
I did go to a concert with her. Yeah, that's true. But there was no making out at this concert.
Okay, well, her story doesn't really match yours then, other than the concert thing.
Okay, so she's telling you that I made out with her?
Yeah, she says that you went to a concert, you guys made out, and then shortly after that, you went to the bathroom and disappeared.
Okay, no.
Wait, no on what? I mean, you already said no on the kissing. Did you ditch her, though? Did you go to the bathroom and ditch her?
I didn't go to the bathroom. I guess, strictly speaking, I ditched her because she was hardly paying attention to me, and I just left.
Okay, so you did ditch her.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, strictly speaking, I did ditch her.
Okay, wait, hold on. Go over the night. I want to hear what happened in your words.
Okay, like you said, she got in touch with me, invited me out to the show, and, she was like in full-on party mode when we got there. Like, she was looking around all the time. Like, she was fascinated by, like, the lighting at the venue and was paying more attention to that than to me.
Well, in her defense, did they have good lighting? Because I'm a big fan of lighting.
I mean, it was cool, but it was like a moth to a flame, man. It was just the intensity of the focus was just.
But you're at a concert. Like, what do you expect her to do? Just talk to you the whole time? You're supposed to listen to the show and pay attention to the show.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we got there a little bit early, and when I would try to talk to her, she would be kind of staring off over my shoulder at something, and she'd be like, yeah. Like, she would just say, yeah, and then go off on this whole other tangent.
Okay.
Really?
Was she on drugs?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of hope so. Otherwise, she's in for a really weird life.
Okay.
Once the show started, we were dancing. I've never seen dancing like this. She's just, like, flailing all over the place and hopping up and down and left and right. Like, I've seen enthusiastic dancing, and this was, like, verging on manic dancing.
Okay, she's a manic dancer.
And then we got separated in the crowd, and I tried to re-find her. I looked for a minute or two, but then I realized, like, I'm just going to be putting myself back into this really weird situation, so I decided to leave.
Okay.
I want to know where the makeout comes from, though, because she told us that you guys made out. You lost each other for a few minutes and then found each other again and made out, and then you said you had to go to the bathroom and left.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there was no making out between...
You're a liar. You are so a liar.
Terry, you were supposed to wait.
I'm sorry, but you are a liar. We totally made out.
Hey,
I don't know.
Ben, that's Tara, if you can't tell already. She was on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so what's the deal? Why are you lying? We totally made out. And then you ditched me.
I don't know what to tell you, Tara. We didn't make out. After we got separated, I never saw you again. I left.
No.
And
we totally found
I
each
don't know
other.
what
And
you
then we
think.
were like grinding up on each other. And then the making out happened.
What?
Don't you remember? You pulled me in. It was like a little sloppy. You nibbled my ear a little bit. And then it was like a lot sloppy. It wasn't the best kiss ever. But, I mean, you know what? I wasn't going to hold it against you until now because you're lying.
Well, yeah, I don't really have a response to that.
Are you lying, Ben? Did you make out with her and you just don't want to say that you made out with her and ditched her?
No, I'm not lying. I didn't make out with her. I'm becoming increasingly glad that I didn't make out with her.
Oh my gosh. Tara, how were you sober? I mean, how sober were you, Tara, when this happened?
I mean, I wasn't like exactly sober-ish, totally. I mean, I was really excited about this concert, so I may have like done a little something to make it more fun, though.
I guess it worked because you were having plenty of fun.
Tara, were you like doing something else besides alcohol?
Yes, I was.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna be totally honest.
All
Just
right.
wanted to make sure we were all clear on that. I mean, I think we all thought it, but
Yeah, I mean, my friend and I had this whole plan, and it was ruined when she bailed, so I figured I would still go through with my half of the plan, just with, like, Bumble Dude.
But don't you think it's weird? Like, it's kind of weird to, like, go out and do that on your own when the other person you're with isn't in the same state of mind.
I'm not going to say I totally thought it through, no, but I regret very little. I had a blast.
Okay.
Do you see, like, the possibility, at least, that when we got separated and then you found me again, that it wasn't actually me that you found?
I mean, maybe.
Tara!
But I swear he looked like you. You were wearing a blue shirt, right?
It was more of a green, but no.
All right.
You were wearing a shirt.
Wait, hold up. Does that mean, Tara, that you think that there's a possibility you made out with some random dude thinking it was Ben?
I mean, kind of, maybe it's possible. I was having a fun night.
Hey!
It sounds like you were.
Huh.
Okay, well, this is definitely making a little more sense.
Okay.
I get it.
Well, Ben, would you like to go out on a second date with Tara now that she's,
Sober?
not high?
It's really fun.
I think fun is subjective. I was not having all that much fun.
Wait a minute, Ben. Hold on. So, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I thought I made out with you, but it was another guy. And, it got out of control, but we could definitely still, have fun. I'm not always that, out there and, high.
I don't know, Tara. It was really strange. I don't know what to make of it, really.
Maybe next time we could do something a little more chill, like coffee.
Yeah, what do you think, Ben? Pop a Molly and go to Starbucks.
If that's just a little bit out of control, I don't want to be around for the day when things get lost out of control.
Yeah.
All right.
That is a good thought. You're planning for your future, Ben.
Hey, man, you are totally missing out. I'm a blast.
Okay.
Well, you're lost.
Tara, I'm sorry you didn't get a second date. And Ben, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, definitely. This was interesting.
Yeah. And I bet the random dude that she made out with wants to thank you, too.
Yeah, seriously, who was that guy?
Tara, if you ever find him, call back. We'll do a second date update or Aqua Tuesday or something like that, okay?
There we go.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
And every single thirsty dude is texting in wanting a date with Tara.
There's a
Brooke and
couple-
Jubal in the morning.
There's a couple ladies who also want to date with Tara.
Every single thirsty person.
So,
That's fine.
yeah.
Everybody wants to date with Tara. If you missed today's second date update, Tara wanted to call a dude named Ben. She actually had plans to go to a concert with a friend, but her friend bailed, so she hit Ben up on Bumble, and then they met up at the concert, and Ben ditched her. We got Ben on the phone and found out the reason that he ditched her was because when he showed up, she was acting kind of weird. And she was staring at the lights, super happy, kind of spacey. And he ditched her. And then she said that she made out with Ben, but it turns out she was so high on something that she made out with another dude and thought it was Ben.
Wow.
In the end, they decided not to go out again because I guess Ben isn't down with that.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't think Tara's looking for a long-term relationship.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Yeah, exactly. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person that didn't call you back. It is Friday, so Young Jeffrey's Song of the Week is coming up at 8:10.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Is it weird to meet somebody on the bus?
I don't know. There's a lot of commuters out there.
Okay. Yeah, because you're sitting next to people, you're talking to people. Oftentimes people are talking to themselves in the corner. But It's a good opportunity to meet people on the bus. That's where Steven met Allison. Steven is on the phone with us right now. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Tell us about how you met Allison on the bus.
Well, I was on my way to work, and she just sat down next to me, and I thought, man, well, she seems nice. So I kind of worked up the guts to just sort of like start a little bit of small talk.
I don't know why the bus just seems weird. I don't know why the bus seems like a weird place to hit on somebody.
Public transportation.
I do hate public transportation a lot.
You know, my husband takes public transit every day. There's lots of normal.
Are you saying that you want him to meet girls?
No, I'm just saying.
Like, I've never done anything like that. I've never talked to anybody on the bus before. Like, I was kind of surprised that I did it, but I did it. And it was good.
Why this girl? Like you said, you had never really talked to anybody on the bus before. What attracted you to her?
Well, she was like really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, but just before she sat down, she looked at me and she just smiled. And it was like, hey, it was, I don't
That's
know,
all
it
it
was
took.
like an instant spark.
Yeah, and she was on the bus with other people who are, like scabies and stuff.
Oh,
so you're
come
like,
on, Jubal.
in comparison, she's smoking hot.
No.
She looks like she showered.
Yeah.
And I got to give you credit, Steven. I think it's so nice when men say that they were pretty or beautiful instead of just hot. Like, that's a great compliment.
Yeah, she was like, the way she smiled at me, it wasn't like a flirty smile. It was just like a hello. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And, if you're ever on a bus early in the morning, everybody looks like hell. And
Yeah.
it's like, she gets on, and she's like radiant. It was amazing.
Nice. She was hot.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
So where'd you go on your date then?
Well, I decided to surprise her and, I don't know, be a little different. So I took her to a shooting range.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
And now, wait, did you know her feelings about guns before you went to the shooting range?
No, not really. I just sort of assumed, she seemed like sort of a city girl and she wasn't, into guns or anything. But I grew up with guns, so I'm like really cool with them.
Are you like a hunter?
Yeah, I grew up like in a small town and my dad always had guns and, like we'd go hunting and stuff like that.
I'm not really a big gun guy, but I like going to the shooting range. It's a good time.
Yeah,
it's
I
fun.
know shooting range.
But it is risky. How did she take it?
She was like nervous, but she was kind of excited. She kept smiling and kind of laughing, but in a nervous kind of way.
Of course, you had a gun on you. Question your motives. Did she have a good time though once you were at the shooting range?
She seemed to have a good time, and it was kind of cute. Like, she would get scared every time, like, the first time the gun went off, she, like, kind of screamed a bit, and then I kind of helped her and showed her how to hold the gun. And
Little old me can't handle a gun.
Jose.
Wish I had a big, strong man here, maybe by the name of Steven, to come help me hold my hands correctly.
You know that it's a genius idea on Steven's
Yeah, it is a
part.
good idea, Steven.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Did you guys do something after the shooting range?
No, not really, because it got kind of late, and she said she had to get up early the next day, so I just took her home. But, like, we had such a good time, and I don't know, I got, like, really excited. Like, I was really into her, but I couldn't get the nerve up to, like, kiss her.
Was it there that moment where you're like, do it now, and then you chickened out?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, this is it. You do it now, man. Do it now. And then it was gone, and I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. Once you get past that point, you can't go back, otherwise it's just awkward.
Yeah. It's just awkward. It's totally awkward.
You feel like she maybe thinks you're not interested, or some girls it can be a
I don't
turnoff
know.
where it's like,
weird. Like, we did this sort of big kind of manly thing. I showed her this big manly thing. I was like, hey, guns and da-da-da-da. And then I, like, chicken out at the end, and I'm just like, loser.
Yeah, where'd all the testosterone
Right.
go? How did you work that up?
you left it all at the gun range, I guess.
Exactly.
When she left, did she seem like cool with going out again?
I don't know. She seemed nice, and she said, yeah, let's talk later. And I was like, great. And I called her, but I just got her voicemail, and then she didn't call me back. And so I sent her a text, and, like, nothing. So I kind of don't know what's up.
All right.
You really like her.
Yeah, I think she's really awesome. Like, I got so nervous I couldn't kiss her. I've never had that experience. You know what I mean? Like, she was really, really sweet.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to play a song. Come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
All right, thanks.
All right, just hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The more I think about it, I think maybe Steven kind of screwed up with his date plans. Yeah, I think usually on a relationship, you want to ease into the gunplay.
Yeah, that's probably
Like that's a third, fourth date kind of thing. If you're just tuning in, Steven is on the phone with us. He wants us to call Allison. He met her on the bus for their first date. He took her to a shooting range and is a little off-put because at the end of the date, he didn't go in for the kiss when he thinks he should have. So he thinks that may have killed his chances with Allison.
I mean, the date is so aggressive in some ways
Yeah.
and then just so passive in others.
Right? If you're going to take a girl out for guns, you might as well try to kiss her.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, you ready to give her a call?
Yeah, I really want to find out what's going on.
Steven, I'm a small town girl too, and I understand that growing up around rifles and hunting and stuff. Do you think that you can, maybe let her know that you have a softer side?
I think, looking back, maybe it wasn't the smartest thing. At the time, I thought it was a good idea and kind of exciting and different, and maybe she'd think it was cool, but I thought it was the right thing at the time.
Well, I think if you're going to take a girl out and show her that you can shoot guns and teach her, that's fun. But then at the end of the day, go in for the kiss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I know. I feel like such a loser.
Oh, Steven, come on. Let's
all
not
right,
go that far.
All right, we're going to call her right now, okay?
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Allison, please?
Yes, this is she.
Hey, Allison, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Oh, hello.
What's going on?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually calling you because one of our listeners, Steven, emailed us about you.
Okay.
You recently went on a date with Steven, and you're not calling him back, so he's wondering if there's a reason.
I mean, we met on the bus, and then he picked me up, and I didn't know what the date was going to be, and we ended up going to a gun range.
Right. He told us all that. He said, as soon as you walked to the door, he tossed you an AK-47 and said, let's go. But no, he told us all about the gun range and everything else. Said that you guys had a good time.
Yeah, but, I was just a little bit thrown because the combination of, meeting someone on a bus and then going to shoot guns. I guess I was just, a little nervous.
Did you understand that he's, a small town guy and that what his normal is maybe not your normal?
Oh, yeah, that's not an issue for me. I don't like to judge people on that. It has nothing to do with anything like that.
So have you just been busy then? Because he said he's tried to call you and text you and you haven't responded to anything.
Even though I did have a really good time, I feel like a girl can't really be too careful. So I looked him up. I Googled him. And there's, no Facebook, no Twitter, no nothing. The only thing that's, exists on the Internet is that 5 years ago he was arrested.
Oh, really? For what?
Yeah, for what?
I don't know. I wasn't able to see.
Was there something on the date that made you feel that way, or is it just the bus and the guns, like you said?
Yeah, it's kind of odd to meet. It's odd that you meet someone on the bus who has a penchant for handguns, and then you just assume things.
I'm just saying he was a commuter going to work, and he happens to have grown up hunting. You can assume that too.
Right, you can assume that, but then I found that he had been arrested, and I just felt like he seemed really nice, but I just think need to be careful.
Allison, what if we could find out why he got arrested? Would you be interested in hearing what that is?
I would be very curious.
Cool, that works out perfectly then, because Steven's on the other line. Hey, Steven, what were you arrested for?
Oh, man. It wasn't anything serious. It wasn't anything big or terrible. It wasn't that big a deal. It wasn't. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. And can we leave it at that?
What was it?
Steven, you've got to pass. First, say hi to Allison.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to tell us if it wasn't that big of a deal. Are you just embarrassed?
Yeah. Hey, Allison.
Hi.
Do you have a warrant out?
No, there's no warrant. There's no nothing. It's just, oh man, I really don't want to tell this story.
Why? What could
we
be so
really,
embarrassing?
we really want you to tell the story.
5 years ago, I was in a relationship with my girlfriend at the time. I took her to this big sporting event, and I had this idea to propose to her. And so partway through the game, I had this sign, and I ran out onto the field, and it said, "Will you marry me?" And I held it up to her, and then I was tackled by security.
Oh, nice.
And everything, and
You weren't
just
you weren't also naked or anything on the field, right?
No. I wasn't naked or anything. It was just I just ran out on the field. I just hopped over the thing and out there and held up the sign and waved at her. And and everybody was like cheering, and like it was kind of really great. And then they tackled me, and then everyone kind of cheered louder.
He was arrested in the name of romance.
Right.
Did you get engaged?
No,
She said, did she say no?
she said no.
Wow.
Oh, no, man. I'm
You got
Okay.
arrested and, oh my
Allison,
heart for you.
Allison, there you go. That's either the best lie anybody has ever told in the history of getting arrested, or he just got arrested trying to do something romantic, I guess.
Can we find footage of this? I would be very curious to see it.
Listen, I didn't do anything terrible. I didn't do anything bad. At the time, I was in love with this girl, and I thought it was the right thing to do, and I thought it was romantic and fun and spontaneous, and it kind of all blew up in my face. And so that's what happened. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person, and I really like you, Allison.
I am wondering, like, why that is the only thing that's online for you. Have you just, like, kept off the grid, or, like, what's the deal with that?
After that all went down, it was kind of in the news. So, like, all these people started finding me on Facebook and Twitter and, like, sending me stupid messages, and it was just, like, enough. And so I just, like, I deleted everything. I was like, you know what? I don't need people to find me. I just want to forget it and move on.
I will say I can understand why that creeped you out, Allison. I meet anybody without a Facebook or a Twitter now, and I don't want to have anything to do with them because I feel like they've got to be hiding from somebody.
We're also jaded here. I mean, Allison, do you see that maybe you were making the wrong assumptions about this dude?
Yeah, I obviously was. You can understand why I made these assumptions.
Yeah, you
but-
thought he was a murderous homeless person on a bus who was arrested and had this warrant out and was going on the lam from the law.
Thanks.
Nice one, Brooke.
Okay, Allison, would you like to go out on a second date with Steven? We will pay for it.
This is all, like, very overwhelming.
Right.
I
We
mean,
won't go to a shooting range. We won't go to a shooting range.
Yeah, no guns. No guns on this date.
you know, I actually, like, really respect that that's why you got arrested. I think that's really romantic. And so, like, now that I have the explanation, I would say, yeah, I would
Okay.
go out.
Nice.
Oh, that makes
Yes.
me happy.
There you go, Steven.
That's
Thank you
awesome.
for, like, sharing all that and being honest with me. And if you're not being honest, then I'm going to feel really stupid.
There you go, man. You got your second date, Steven.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm so happy.
It's going to be so good.
I hope it turns into something good for you guys. However, if you get to the point where you are going to ask her to marry you, you got to really trump what you did before. So good luck with that.
He has set the bar high.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning. Hey, baby.